Governor Baker says Massachusetts may be looking at a budget gap of $1.5 billion. One move he's making, proposing new legislation that would allow the state to offer early retirement to up to 4,500 workers.
I think the people that get laid off from the state then hurts the rest of us.
I used to be a school teacher, and we had a lot of dead wood.
So do you find yourself wondering why haven't they proposed this before now? If there's
Maybe.
The cost for pensions are a big issue, at least in my mind.
There's got to be other ways to handle problems financially instead of people losing their jobs.
I just don't think it's going to work very well.
And to the round table we go. Democrat Marianne Marsh is with us this morning, and Republican Ginny Buckingham is with us. Ladies, thank you for joining us.
So, Ginny, you were part of the administration that offered a very similar buyout during the Weld administration. No problem getting folks to take the offer. But many came back as consultants. In hindsight, did it solve the budget problem, and was it worth doing?
Look, it's a very humane way to go about reducing the workforce. It's done in the private sector all the time. The key is to make sure there are controls in place so people don't come back, and I believe there is a cap in place with this plan, and it saves $170 million a year. That's a lot of money.
Marianne, do you think it'll work?
Well, it didn't work for Weld, who famously called state workers walruses, and then he only proceeded to spawn generations of them because they all came back, they were honest consultants, it didn't save money, and they didn't get the job done. So it failed.
The question is, what's the verdict on...
I didn't go back.
You're the only one.
That was very good. That was very good. All right, thank you for joining us. What's the verdict on Baker's first budget? It has 20% more for transportation and most of that for the MBTA. Listen.
This is not a blank check. It is a placeholder. Our advisory group of experts is working hard on a reform plan for the T.
Marianne, will the $38 billion spending plan be a tough sell to the legislature, or can you see the Senate trying to hike taxes to expand more programs?
I can see both. I mean, I think it's going to be very, very tough. That said, Baker did a smart job here. He kept his campaign promises. It only matters, though, if he saves money and he gets the job done. And that's what both the House and Senate are going to look at.
Ginny.
Look, he focused like a laser that spending is out of control, and that's what this budget represents, a cut by more than 2/3 of the spending rate over the last year. That's huge. No new taxes. That's huge. He kept his promise, as Marianne said.
But he's got to get the job done, too.
Boston has a new superintendent of schools, Dr. Tommy Chang of L.A. He's young. He ran a charter school system, which is also the country's second largest school district. Most interestingly, however, he's Asian, a racial minority with few leadership positions in Boston. What do you think we could expect here, Ginny?
I kind of want to tell him, run while you still can. I mean, this is a very tough political town, and he is going to have to rise to that occasion. I'm sure he's a great school administrator, and I look forward to seeing what he can do. He's very creative, worked for charter schools. That's awesome, but tough politically.
The politics, will it get him in the end, Marianne? Or?
Politics seems to get everybody in the end, but I think the political signal that Marty Walsh is signaling here is he is a fan of charter schools. He founded one. He serves on the board of one. He wants Chang to bring the best of charter schools to public schools and maybe some more charter schools, and that's his job. 3
members of the Massachusetts delegation boycotted Benjamin Netanyahu's speech before Congress. Senator Warren, as we mentioned earlier. Senator Warren, Congressman McGovern, Congresswoman Clark. Right decision politically, Marianne?
Good for them. They're all supporters of Israel. Had Nancy Pelosi done this to George W. Bush with anybody 2 weeks before an election, the Republicans would have had her tried for treason and renounced her citizenship. Wrong
Ginny.
Thing to do.
I think they're an embarrassment. I think that
the three congressional members
if they stand for Israel, then you don't blow off the Prime Minister of Israel, who's making the case for saving his nation. I think it's an embarrassment.
Should have never happened.
Should never have happened.
No. Undercutting the commander-in-chief. Wrong.
Even members of the Massachusetts delegation, and Congressman Steve Lynch was the first to speak out on this, are not happy with the email habits of the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. How damning is this going to be for Hillary Clinton as she starts her presidential campaign, which everyone is expecting, Marianne?
I don't think they handled this well out of the box, but the reality is if she's turned over all the relevant emails, then she's fine. It's not going to hurt her. But if any more come out after the fact that were relevant and weren't turned over, it will hurt her. Not fatal, but it'll hurt.
Long-term damage here, Ginny?
You know, familiarity breeds contempt, right? And so everyone knows Hillary Clinton, and they know this is kind of the M.O., and I think it just reinforces that what everyone thinks and don't want.
Like Colin Powell, she did the same thing.
Do you think this is going to sort of change a lot of political leaders' email habits? And we all know a lot of them use their personal email a lot to to avoid this type of thing?
Well, there it is. Everybody does it, okay? And Colin Powell did it, Condi Rice did it, everybody did it. So everyone either needs to play by one set of rules, period, end of sentence.
You'll hear from Kurt Schilling when we come back on OTR. Stay with us.